and welcome to Life with Jane. Beginning of the week again. Weeks go by quickly, don't they? Today I thought we would discuss a few things. Firstly, I want to give a thank you. So every week I'm going to give a thank you at the beginning for all the people that have, or not all the people, some of the people, because I'm not saying all, because I get quite a lot of comments. But there's some of you that comment almost all the time, and they're the people that I want to recognise and say thank you to. So Tanya is in at number one because she comments, as I said, all the time and has done for many years. So thank you very much, Tanya. And I've mentioned her before, but I haven't mentioned Anne. Anne is a local lady, and she again is commenting a lot, which is great, so thank you very much. I've also got Judy, who is again a friend from way back when in YouTube land. She was one of the early followers, and I'm part of her Bible Circle group that she sends out cards to once a month. So I have a beautiful collection of cards that she sent to me, which is absolutely lovely. So thank you so much, and I know that she watches all the time, and very nice, absolutely lovely. So thank you so much. And also Sylvie and Melody, another two ladies who have commented this week and have commented before. So thank you very much, ladies. And as always, it makes a big difference for me, for my channel, for growing my channel, but for me being seen by people, if you like and subscribe. So I know that 75% of you aren't subscribers. You obviously come in, have a little look, see what I'm doing, and then go on and see other things. Fantastic. But if you could subscribe and like, give a little comment, it would mean a huge amount. So that's my sort of telling you what I'd like people to be able to do, because it makes a difference. And I've had my channel a long time, but like everything, it's a little channel and it doesn't grow very quickly, and it'll only grow quickly if I get more subscribers, more comments, more views, all of those sorts of things. And that's what I want. I want everybody to be able to see what I'm rabbiting on about every week, because I do rabbit on. I and but that's me. I don't edit things when I'm doing my cooking. I will paste one thing onto another, so you don't have to watch the 30 minutes of it being in the oven and not really doing anything. So I do paste things together, but I don't tend to edit things out and shorten them and change them, because I think that spoils the actual view. You can speed it up, you can fast forward it, you can do all of those things. So it's up to you how much you watch, how much you don't watch. But I appreciate each and every one of you. Going on to that, quite an interesting thing. Positive versus negative. Now, there are, as you probably already know, there are quite a lot of channels out there which deal with and are people over 60. So I'm over 60, and there's lots of people who are, some people call it midlife, some people call it, aging, but there's a lot of negativity out there that I've noticed, and not nasty negativity, but turning round and saying that once you get over 60, you have all of these problems and you have all of these things. One of the funniest ones that did make me laugh was that everybody should give up wearing waisted trousers and things and start wearing elasticated waists. I don't wear elasticated waists, and it's like, because in the evening when you've eaten, you need to like be able to undo your trousers and things. If you need to undo your trousers when you're eating in the evening, I think you're probably eating too much, because if you eat that amount in one sitting that you have to undo your trousers, your stomach is expanding at such a level that it shouldn't. I'm somebody, as you know, I try and eat a relatively healthier diet. I say relatively healthy because, as you know, I enjoy the odd cake, I enjoy the odd muffin, I enjoy, a sweet treat now and again, but I don't eat it all the time. So if I'm baking and I bake a cake, I divide it into quarters, and then I pop it in the freezer and leave 1/4 out. So that quarter will last me 2 or 3 days, and then I can take something else out of the freezer. So I've got all sorts of things. I made the lemon mousse the other week, and that was 5 portions. And so I put 4 of them in the freezer, and I had one of them with after my evening meal, and then I've got the other 3 in the freezer to have as and when I fancy something as a bit of a sweet treat. So you don't have to overindulge. That doesn't mean that you can't have things that aren't particularly healthy for you but are nice to eat. As I said, I don't tend to buy processed food, although I have bought some bacon recently for a recipe that's coming up. And that's a processed meat. Bacon is really, but I don't tend to buy processed food as in ready meals and things like that. I make everything from scratch. That's my preference. It's not necessarily to do with me being frugal. It's to do with me turning around and going, actually, I prefer knowing what ingredients I put into a recipe, because then I know what I'm putting into my body. So going on about baggy trousers, there was this once you get over 50, over 60, over 70, that your mindset has to change, and you have to become, in inverted commas, old. You have to think old, behave old. You have to acknowledge and recognise all of the aches and pains and things like that you have. I think I'm probably very lucky, and I don't say I'm not. And I know that if there's people out there, which I know there's a few of you, that have health issues that there is absolutely nothing you can do about, and you have to follow either a special diet, or you have to be aware of what part of your body is not working as well as it should do, so you then have to adjust things accordingly. That's very different. What I'm talking about is people that turn around and go, oh, now I've reached a certain age, I really shouldn't wear high-heeled shoes anymore. I really shouldn't wear heels. I should always wear flats. Flat, sensible shoes. Yeah. If I'm walking into the town, if I'm walking up the park, I've got sensible walking boots or Wellington boots because it's wet and muddy. If I'm walking into the town, I wear sensible walking boots because I'm walking. If I go out to have lunch with a friend, if I go out in the evening, if it's Christmas time and I'm going to one of my members of my family for a meal or something like that, I will wear high-heeled shoes. I still enjoy wearing high-heeled shoes. Can't necessarily dance very well in them, but then I couldn't when I was in my 20s or my 30s. So you don't have to turn around. Sorry, I keep looking out of the window because I have birds that fly past. You don't have to act your age. Now, I always remember that when I was younger, there used to be a saying of mutton dressed as lamb, and it meant that you shouldn't go wearing clothes that are meant for teenagers when you're past a certain age. Now, do I agree with that? Don't I agree with that? I think it's very different. There's a slight line and balance when you're very young. So, for example, I wouldn't go out wearing a unicorn headdress with a, the unicorn sort of hoodies and things, fluffy things like that, which one of my granddaughters absolutely loves. She loves unicorns, anything to do with unicorns, and she'd wear that. No, I wouldn't wear that because I don't think it, A, would suit me, and B, would look appropriate. If I saw somebody who was my age or older wearing something like that, would I go, oh, mutton dress is lamb? No, I'd go, good for you. Have, you know, wear what you want and enjoy it. So for me, as I said, I'm in my 60s. I've got a sweatshirt on today. I normally wear jeans or what they call jeggings. All of them are zipped. All of them are fitted. I exercise, and as I turned around and said, I've got two relatives, past relatives, who are no longer with us. Now, my grandmother, if you ever turned round and said to her, Granny, how old are you? She'd always say, I'm as old as my tongue and a little older than my teeth. So you never ever knew how old she was. And I never knew how old she was. My dogs joined me on the settee. So I never knew how old she was. But the saying of, I'm as old as my tongue and a little older than my teeth, always made me think it was fantastic. So if people turn around and say, oh, how old are you? I reply, I'm as old as my tongue and a little older than my teeth. And that's my saying. So my uncle, again, he was a doctor. So he had a real understanding of health from a medical point of view as well. And he lived in a beautiful part of Scotland. I've told you about it before. I used to go and visit a couple of times a year. And the air up there was so pure and so clean that you just breathed far more easily than you do down here in the southeast, where we have pollution from cars and planes and all sorts of things like that. Also, their water came direct from the River Dee, and so again it was beautifully fresh and sweet and delicious. The water down here is very chlorinated and is very treated to make it drinkable. So all of those things, I think, helped to give him a long and healthy life, and he lived to 98 years old. So I think that that's a real good age. And his saying was always, or his piece of advice was, to keep your mind as active as you can and your body as active as you can. And if you do both of those things, you will lead a long and happy life. Now, that is, the caveat is that if you happen to get a medical condition, there's nothing you can do about it. And if you happen to get a mental medical condition, so for example, if you get dementia, if you get Alzheimer's, there's nothing you can really do to keep your mind active. If you happen to have some mobility problems, that means that you can't walk as far as you'd like to, then you can't have a good physical and keep active. Thankfully, as I say, I'm in my mid-60s, so I walk probably 5 to 7 miles a day, because I exercise and walk my dog, as you know, every day, and I walk into town at least 5 times a week. So I walk into town and I walk back. So I do a reasonable amount of exercise. I keep my mind active, yes. I do this working and uploading and doing all of the computer side of running a YouTube channel keeps your mind active. You have to work out what you're going to do, what you're going to say, what sort of things, how you're going to change your channel so that it's interesting for everybody. As you know, my channel started off for the first 4 or 5 years, if not longer, literally just crafting. So I did paper craft, and I still do paper craft and still will do paper craft, but I've now got over 1,000 crafting videos. So this year I thought, you know what, I'm going to diversify. I'm going to change a little bit, and I'm going to do something that's a bit more fun for me, and also hopefully a bit more fun for you. And I know that I'm getting a lot of new subscribers that are coming in that probably weren't interested in the paper craft, and vice versa. I've got some paper craft people that have turned around and gone, oh, I'm not really interested in this, and have left the channel. So it swings and roundabouts, and I don't mind that at all, because I do it predominantly because I enjoy it. And like everything, the day that I stop enjoying it is the day that I will stop. But at the moment I love it, so I'm really enjoying doing the Foodie Fridays. I quite enjoy showing you my food hauls. I think it's extraordinary that everybody really loves seeing what I've been buying and what there is in various different shops. And I know it's interesting for people across the other side of the world, so my American, my Canadian, my Australian subscribers, because I think it's quite fun that you know, what we buy here isn't necessarily what you buy over in your countries, so that makes it quite fun. So what else was I going to talk about? Oh yes, this morning when I took the dog for a walk, I've left a little short of it as well. I don't know how many of you can see shorts, but it's only like a little, they're called shorts, and they're separate from videos. And I tend to do those on my mobile phone when I'm out and about. So I was up the park this morning, catkins, the first sign of spring. We're now February 3rd, Monday, and I took this on Sunday morning, so yesterday morning, and beautiful yellow catkins. They've only appeared over the last couple of days, and it's the first sign that, you know, Mother Earth is awakening and the spring is starting to come, and the bulbs and things will be starting to come up in the garden. The nights and mornings will start getting longer, and we get longer days, and summer and spring is near, or spring and summer is nearly with us, which is fantastic. I really love spring and summer. Summer's my favourite season because I like the warmth. I like to be outside. Yes, I wear a hat. Yes, I wear sunscreen. Yes, I'm sensible, but I love being outside in the sunshine. It's just lovely. There's nothing nicer than having the warmth of the sun on your body while you're out gardening, or just sitting with a cool drink in the shade watching the world go by. Just love it. So that's the first sign, catkins. Really love the catkins. So this week, what are we doing this week? Right, on Wednesday, card making time. I've got a mixed media ATC cards. Now, ATCs are artist trading cards. So they're little cards which are 3.5 inches by 2.5 inches, and you decorate them however you want. The theme was spring, appropriate with the catkins, and I have to make 3, and then we'll swap them with somebody who is on this particular Facebook group that I belong to, and I will be given whatever my swap partner is in a week or so's time. But I wanted to prepare for it, so I thought I'd bring you along, and so you can see me make 3 different ATCs. They could be cards, they could be any other form of paper crafting, so take the ideas. You don't need to necessarily be an ATC maker, but just take the ideas. So that's Wednesday. Friday's recipe, now this is a really simple, quick, easy one. Takes 20 minutes from start to finish, 10 minutes to actually make it, 10 minutes to cook it, and you've got the most lovely little snack. And I don't know whether you've heard of cheese straws. I know people in the UK will have heard of them, but cheese straws are absolutely delicious, and it's not a difficult recipe. It's literally just 3 ingredients, cheese being one of them. So tune in on Friday for that one, because I think you'll enjoy it. It's a really easy, quick and simple snack, and something that I hope that you'll all like. So I think that's probably about it for today. Just wishing you all a really good week. Please look at leaving a comment, because I will be every week will be turning around and saying thank you to some of the people that have commented. Not all of them. I always say not all of them, because if I happen to miss a few, it's not because I've not wanted to mention you, it's because I've missed a few. And you know, sometimes I don't go back through every single video and look at every single comment, because sometimes that would take me too long. So I just pick out ones that I know that have been commenting quite regularly. So as always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind. Look forward to seeing you again, and have a great week. Bye bye.